The judge laughed. Not a chuckle, not a courtesy smile, a full, unguarded burst that echoed off the wood, paneled walls, and startled the bailiff into looking up. My family froze. My ex-husband blinked like a man waking underwater. I sat still, hands folded, breathing even. I had been waiting for that sound. It started months earlier, no years, but the moment I replay is the graduation. The camera flashes, the cap toss. His name stitched in gold on a borrowed gown. I was still clapping when he leaned down and kissed my younger sister. Not a peck, a claim. He smiled into the microphones and said, "She is my true soulmate." My parents cheered. Finally. My mother said, squeezing my arm, "Step aside, Laura. I remember the taste of metal. I remember counting my breaths. I remember thinking good. Now I know where to aim." Before that day, my life was neat, earned, quiet. I worked 2 jobs and sold weekends to tuition payments. I edited his papers. I ran his lab stats. I paid the rent while he chased a future with my money stitched into the margins. We were married on a Tuesday because it was cheaper. I wore a dress my aunt altered and believed love was a ledger that balanced if you stayed honest. I believed my family loved me. The red flags were polite. He stopped asking my opinion, but kept using my words. He forgot our anniversary, but remembered my sister's coffee order. My parents began to praise him in a tone reserved for saviors. I noticed my name disappearing from conversations that revolved around my labor. When I spoke, rooms grew patient, indulgent, like I was a child interrupting. I didn't confront him. I sharpened. The betrayal landed clean. A receipt left on the printer. A hotel with a view I had booked once for us. My sister's handwriting on his planner. My planner, really, since I bought it, looping hearts around his initials. I felt the old grief rise, hot and reckless. I let it pass. I am good at letting things pass when I need to. Silence is not surrender. Silence is inventory. I gathered. Screenshots. Bank transfers. Emails forwarded to a private account he didn't know existed. I pulled credit reports and marriage filings. I learned which passwords he reused and which lies he told himself often enough to believe. I found the grant application where my analysis became his brilliance. I found the notarized power of attorney he signed when he was broke and scared and needed me to handle things. I found the clause in the prenup my father insisted on that my husband never read because he trusted me to translate. I translated. Quietly, at home I smiled. I congratulated him. I hugged my sister and told her I hoped she was happy. I let my parents host dinners where I was praised for my grace. Grace is a useful disguise. It buys time. By the time he filed for divorce, quick, smug, public, I was finished preparing. He wanted speed. He wanted applause. He wanted to stand taller by cutting me down. I wanted a record. The hearing was brief. Procedural. He sat with his lawyer, hand on my sister's knee, rehearsed confidence in his posture. My parents sat behind him like a jury that had already voted. When it was my turn, I stood. I walked to the bench. I handed the judge an envelope. No speech, no tremor. The judge opened it. Read. Flipped a page. Paused. Read again. Then the laugh came, sudden and human, like relief. He covered his mouth too late. My ex's lawyer leaned in. The color drained from his face. Inside the envelope was the truth, stapled and indexed. Proof that the degree was mine by contribution and contract, the power of attorney granting me authority over the accounts funding his independence. Evidence of academic fraud, my drafts, timestamps, faculty correspondence acknowledging my work, bank statements showing marital funds diverted to my sister before separation, a copy of the prenup clause that converted marital property upon infidelity, and a notarized acknowledgement, his signature, that any degree earned using my labor would be subject to restitution. The judge stopped laughing and started ruling. My parents tried to speak. The judge raised a hand. My sister cried. The court reporter typed faster. My ex stared at me like a man who had just discovered gravity had been optional until now. The reversal was clean. Assets frozen. Degree under review. Restitution ordered. Costs assigned. A referral sent to the university's ethics board. The room changed temperature. People who had never seen me now saw me clearly. When it ended, I didn't look at them. I gathered my coat. I felt light not because I had won, but because the weight I carried had finally been named. Outside, the air was sharp, honest. I stood on the courthouse steps and listened to my phone buzz with messages I didn't open. I didn't need to read apologies to know they were too late. I didn't need revenge to be loud to feel it was complete. I had given 6 years to a man who mistook my silence for softness. I had given loyalty to a family who mistook my love for ownership. The envelope corrected them. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it laughs, once, and lets the echo do the rest.